Hi, I am Brenda Jean, Power Medicine Woman. I hope this is the right page. Sometimes I can get on my personal page. What happens with personal information? So we're just going to wait a few minutes until the people come on to the show. And, we'll chit chat about this. What means to be a spiritual friend? What does it mean? And what do you do when it comes to energy with that?
I'm good. Happy anniversary.
Oh, yes. Today is, I got married to my twin flame. And a lot of people go, oh my God, that's stupid. Twin flame. Oh, there's no such thing. Oh, really? Oh, I'd love to find mine. Oh, I find mine too. So everybody has a range of whatever. Those are your opinions, your thoughts. But we magnetically came together. But before we could actually get together, it was heal our shit. That was the most. This is before. All I know, I says, okay, I'm going to heal my shit. And I kept telling him, and then we couldn't talk for a long time, year and a half, whatever. I'm like, heal your shit. I kept seeing him, ta-da! And then all of a sudden one morning I wake up, my whole body's tingling, completely different. I feel like one half of me was completely weird. And then all of a sudden it was this integration of energy and sexual energy and every other energy apart. And I said, oh my God, I know what this is. He healed his shit. And I said, he did it. Not that I doubted. I just didn't know how long it was going to take. He did it. He did it. So I 6 hours going crazy, talking in my head. And I says, okay, I'm in high beta. I know that I need to get out of high beta, but what am I supposed to do? I've never crossed this barrier. So this is my arrested development. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And then finally, Spirit says, call him or text him or communicate. So I did. I reached out. He goes, oh, you healed it. Sat there for hours dwelling in ego. What should I say? How should I say it? Because we haven't talked in so long. The last time we spoke, oh God, you know how you. And the first thing that Spirit pops out of its little mouth is, oh, you did it. You healed it. Oh, and he said, yes. Now, it happened to be really close to, a very special day for him, which is a couple days from now. And it was a special gift to have given him to have this communication process back. And in the meantime, he was doing vision reality. And I love his vision reality, but that's his baby. He'll tell you someday about it. And it was beautiful because then everything started to excel quickly. But God, I'll tell you, when you're in hell, it's slow. But it was quickly. And the next thing you know, I land over here and Spirit lined everything up. So all the paperwork, all of the court dates, all of the things, everything was just so beautifully orchestrated. I just had to stop worrying. I had to stop using my RAS, the reticular activating system, to be in fear mode. So I set the tone and magnetically changed the aura, the magnetic flow, and everything lined. So much so that we got married 6 months after I landed in Australia, got a divorce because you have to wait 6 months. It was just perfect. I had already closed a lot of doors. That's part of the healing, meaning all my exes, all of the baggage from the past, that was resolved. He had worked on his stuff, resolved that. So we're just free and clear to be two people that have not haunted by the little things. And we could create our future. And then the next thing you know, 2 days after my divorce, I was married. Yeah.
I love that story.
Well, it sounds strange and weird, and I appreciate that you do, because I do too. And it was just perfect. It was, I can't tell you how perfect. The paperwork come in from the courts, all the way from the United States, and then you have to wait 6 months for your celebrant papers to come in, and from when you're here, because you can't just get married like you would in United States. So, I mean, it was just like complicated, but yet beautifully orchestrated. And all the paperwork came in. And the wedding was short, sweet, beautiful, done, perfect. It's like, whoa. When you learn to trust spirit, you learn to get out of your way, but you have to understand, you have to get out of the headspace when you become friends with people. It's hard to trust sometimes. It's hard. You can have your stories. And let me explain a few things. When you start to get where I'm at, it's not going to be the easiest place to get to. And I love how people say, oh, I'm there already. And they've done it maybe a year. No, you're not. You may be closer. But this is what happens. Now you have to bear with me. We have a short little ditty of information to give you first before we do the free reads. And if you want paid, then we expedite those. I have to be out of here by a few minutes before 2 o'clock because I have an appointment at 2 o'clock. Amy, just to let you know, this is only a 2-hour show. So we got to jam pack it in. So get the people lined up accordingly. Okay. So you have to understand that to be a friend, it is, I can't believe I said that. Now, you got to heal your reactionary state. This is one of the biggest issues we have because we don't know how to cope, handle, and deal when we are in shock. This is one of the things that we do as humans. So if you are seeing it and it's repeating it, now you have to heal the pattern. But you also have to heal the strategy that you're trying to avoid, that I never want to have that happen again. There's a lot into being a spiritual friend. So if you know, you have to, one of the huge things that people don't know is flippant speaking. Oh, I'm so tired of that. You know how many times my body's like going, Jesus, supposed to be tired because she has written it to be so. I'm so sick of that. Oh, good. Well, here she's sick again. Okay, 2 o'clock. She needs to be sick because she's sick of it. Flippant fucking speaking. We all do it. Well, what's it hurt? You are programming. It's like spells. I don't care. The more, especially the more emotion that you put into it, the more that spell's going to work. So if you're in your head going, God, I hate that. And I'm sorry about the cleavage today. It just happens to be the shirt. Oh my God, seriously, there's something on my shirt. Talk about parent. Oh. Okay, lean forward on the counter somewhere. Yay, got it gone. Okay. And then it doesn't matter. I don't need to be embarrassed. It happens, whatever. But with, you know, how do you know you're lining up with good people? How do you know? You don't know. You don't know unless you start noticing your behavior. How do you act? How do you treat? How does your condition of your family growing up? Because if they're a bunch of tattletalers, then even though you don't tattletale, you're going to have a bunch of tattletalers. If there is a conditioning and growing up that everybody has to hold a grudge on somebody, you're going to have to create friendships that hold grudges. So there is a way to look in the looking glass. Okay, I'm not going to teach all that here. Just know you can. If you're a type of person that sits there and does double talk or ultra spiritual, that means that you're really spiritual, but you're not fucking close to understanding anything about spirit. You just have all the tools and the right words to say, but you haven't applied it. You haven't become it. You haven't taken it to your core. You haven't transformed that personality, because your personal reality is, well, why always they doing that? All the same shit all the time. That's because you can put the dressing on all you want. What do they say? Lipstick on a pig? So it is, and I think pigs are cute, by the way, but anyway, depends on how you look at it. But when it comes to people, if that person is displaying how much they hate a friend or hate this person, did you see them act like that? Oh my God. And they're doing that to your face about other people. Just know they're going to do it behind your back too. They haven't learned. They want to, they come to you and they go, well, I don't understand why shit's happening. I don't understand any of this. I'm so nice. I give away everything. I give them money. I take and give them my time. And then they turn around and do this to me. Well, when people hear back to you about how your mouth has been rattling off about them, oh, how much I really hate them. Could you believe she said that? Oh, you're the nicest person in the world. I love you so much. You're my best friend, blah, 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 blah. But wait, just a second. I got to tell them how much you showed up of, oh my God, you forgot to change the toilet paper in the right direction. Let me go complain about you. Do you understand this relation? You have to own that space to which you have. You need to own the words you use when you talk to others. So how do you relate to others? How do you communicate? Do you do it with drama? Do you do it because that's what makes you have become a best friend? Anyways, there's a lot to learn, but it's the uncomfortable bits. You can learn and understand patterns. You can use tools to heal them. What you're going to do is you're going to end up at the product of noticing that your friend is half-cocked in ego. You're the target. They're taking you down. You don't have to pull away because that's still an ego thing. You can just, I'm taking my power back. I see you clearly are in ego space. It's uncomfortable. Things have changed. I don't know if that's where you're going to remain. Now, this is a love you but. I love you. But I also know I can't trust you. And it does change the relationship. Now, how you want to show up to me is that you're either going to treat me with respect or I'm going to let you go so you can keep doing this personality because I respect the fact that that's what you want. I just can't be a part of that relationship. Now, in a group formation where we're learning, if you don't want to show up on the table in the first place, you're going to say, oh my God. You've got to decide if you're all in or not. Because if you're not all in and you start feeling the group dynamics, you're always going to be paranoid or you're always going to be, you know what? This isn't working for me. You're always going to self-sabotage constantly. To say, oh, I'm not right for this. I can't do this. And that's because your pain is owning you. Your emotions and your stories are owning you. But you understand, no one can show up to you any other way than you let them. So you have to step into the arena, get vulnerable, and start noticing, what do you see back? Why is it you seeing it and the next person doesn't? It's a part of a conditioning. Did you have an automatic response? Do you have, this is the way that I train myself to be a friend? Yes, it sounds complicated. But if you're going to be growing in a spiritual space, you need to heal your hells to get your willpower back, which creates you to have strength to make a better choice instead of just living there in a blah. And so you got to have your own back. You and spirit have to have your own back. Now, I have people that I love dearly, and I still do. And a lot of them are going back to sleep. And that's okay. That's their choice. They said, you know what? This being real shit is hard. It's not working for me. It's failing me. And so you're going to go back to what you know. It's familiar. Now, here is the key point. When you're ready to shift to the next level of your spiritual growth, you have to understand becoming uncomfortable means you have to wake up to see the thing that you're comforting with is actually your enemy. You can talk yourself all you want by going back and saying, this is it. How many of you gone back to your exes? It's the same for jobs. It's the same for family, life, anything anything. But you can't run from it either, because you're going to take it to the next lot, to the next lot of people, and the next lot of people. So why don't we wake up and write it down? Most of you are running around paranoid and don't know your shields are down. You're going to be so tested in these next month or so. Shields down. When this energy meridian that comes from the back of your butt crack in that, or in the taint area, okay? So it's the energy that runs through the body. Okay, there's acupuncture points. When it runs up the spine, and it comes up the spine, it lands inside here. But we call this point, okay? And when this starts to go down, you will start to become paranoid. And then you're going to start seeing how your thinking is stinking. They're out to get me. Ooh, they're copying me. They're evil. They're this, they're that, they the other. And it's not, oh, you know, and it's usually, if you're blaming, it's down. If you are feeling attacked, it's down. If you feel like somebody has your power, but you won't see it that way. You just say they're taking something from me. They're copying me. That bothers me. But here is what happens. How old are you when that first encounter happened? Let me explain. When you see a 2-year-old throwing a fucking tantrum, do you think they are emotionally mature? Yes or no, Amy?
No.
Okay, so why do we put them in timeout? Not punish them. Let me beat the fuck out of you. No, I'm not talking about that discipline. I'm talking about give them a space so they can get their shit together and learn how to cope, deal with these hormones and these chemical peptides that force them to act this way. They haven't learned the skills yet. So you are meant to sit there and to give them that space. Maybe tools down the road. But they're going to need to have to repeat it enough so they can, oh, because if you ever were so pissed off and you don't think that works, okay, then go for a fucking walk. You'd be surprised how the body knows how to help itself. Taking and sitting down and just sitting there can help. But if you add the tool of OMG, if you add the tool of tapping, if you added a tool, you get there faster. And you won't be going into your ego, which causes you to say, I have to hate, I got to connect it to this, and this is my retaliation, this is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. And all of your energy is here, and you wonder why you're tired at night? Or you're sick? So so when you are put in timeout, there happens to be a chill pill. I swear to God, that's what it acts like. You go for a walk, clears your head. Now, after a few more times of that child will want to do the go-to, which is it's learning. But if the learning state is that I want that particular outcome and I'm going to just keep doing this and I'm going to do that because I'm going to die if I don't get this and this is how I'm going to live for the rest of my life. Do you think they're calm, happy, healthy, and strong? Okay, the kid that goes in timeout, the discipline act, calming the mind, calming the emotions, calming. It isn't, beat the fuck out of you. That's not discipline. You can do it. It's up to you. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying if you want to help those emotional maturity, what is your outcome? What aim do you want? It is giving the space, the time. You can't lose your shit. Okay, so like for instance, in the Special Arms Forces, you can't give away your position because you can kill the rest of your troops. You can't sit there and whine and complain. You can't break rank. You are not meant to just go, meh, because you'll get everybody else killed. It's not that you have to be quiet and no, it is learning certain skills that it's not just you, but it's the group. It's not just you, it's your partner. But it builds endurance, not tolerance. It is the state that you can find what you're made of. And you're like, shit, I did something I didn't know I could do. But the enduring doesn't always have to be this hellish state continuously every single day. Or can you just do it a couple times, putting a child in timeout and not looking at them or speaking to them, because otherwise you ruin the whole process of the discipline. That's enduring. That's hell. Mom took her intention away. Not, I'm going to take away my love. No, it's just, I'm not going to reward this behavior. I'm not going to entertain this behavior. You will get into a state of where you have to go to that inner resource. Reach in and find out you're made more than you think. You actually have what it takes. Not to bull people over and bulldoze over and be a bully and kill and destroy. No, it is within yourself. Like, I always go back and explain, I didn't think I could do Mount Kosciuszko. That's one hell of a walk, one hell of a climb. But I did it. How many times did I whine along the way? Well, when my asthma would kick in, I'd have to stop because I would push past it, not paying attention that my body was saying, you need to take your puffer right now. And I kept pushing and enduring. And then all of a sudden I'm about ready to collapse. You have to wait 20 minutes, but I didn't wait 20 minutes. It'd be sit down. Oh shit, I forgot. Okay. All right, body, I know you're upset with me. Okay, fine. Took a couple puffs, did a couple meditation in a disciplined state, and then I got up immediately and started to walk. Coming down, I ran that fucker almost home. Yeah, I had more strength coming down the mountain than I did going up the mountain. Whee! Because I knew there was a beer at the end. Not that I drink all the time, but it's like, I got a reward. Somebody put some candy up in front of me. Whatever. The point is that I got this. And I always, and if you ever watch me, if you see me start out, my body's like going, do we have to? I got to do this. I said, would you quit complaining? And then I'll get going. And I got this fast, like a choo-choo train. And then when I see home, man, I'm in the bullet train. Ah, yeah. My husband's like, wow, I can always tell when you pick up speed. He can do any speed. He's an athlete. But in my mind, that's where it begins. You have to begin to tell yourself an athlete. So when you begin to understand this emotional maturity and you start to build that emotional maturity, this will help you become a better friend. Because you're not going off half-cocked. You're not looking at that particular outcome and saying, I want this, regardless of what's in front of you and obliviate it. You won't be doing maneuvers. Well, I have to outsmart them. I have to make sure I didn't get competitive and I have to look for approval. And no, you are sitting down. And then when you do that, you actually make your governing meridian and your central meridian, instead of vulnerability and paranoia, you begin to build this particular strength. If you use your RAS, wow, I forgot what the RAS, activating system, reticular activating system, and you set that in motion. It's a thinking thing. It's in your brain. And when you set that in motion, you set the magnetic balance. That magnetic balance will draw to you what you need, good or bad. But if you know how to operate it. So there's all these skills you can actually learn. What makes you a better friend is if they're going off half-cocked, doesn't mean you have to retaliate. It just means, are you done? Do you really want to ruin this relationship? I see that you have emotions. Let's talk about them. But if you also know me, and which Amy has learned, I'll give you the space to be a bitch, but I'm not playing in it.
Nope, she doesn't play in it.
And I will say, here's the boundary. You can choose how you want to come up to it. Now, you can either sabotage this relationship or you can go into timeout and just, however you choose to do it. But you will come back to me with love. And if you don't want it, then I love you and I will let you be whoever you want to be, because that's what we're meant to do, is to also make known the unknown, all these good things. Now, this is what I love to teach. This is what part of the academy about. So soon I'm going to be having classes, and they're going to be like this. They're not going to be here. 1, 2, 3. You'll get that shit later, but first I have to channel it through. So I couldn't tell you, I'm going to make sure it doesn't go any more than 2 hours of a class. Yeah, forget the 1 hour. That's a joke. So it'll be like a 2-hour class, but it might be twice a week. And there may be clinicals.
Oh.
That means you're going to have to stand and own up to your shit. Oh, are you doing the homework? Are you doing the SNAP? Okay. This is getting into your inhibitions. This is looking at, can you heal it so that you can learn? One of the beautiful things when you do something is to learn that you have a voice and it matters. And that it isn't about that I have to talk, and it matters and give me approval. That's not the same thing. You'll find that you have this beautiful part for yourself. Okay. Now, just every time that you love, okay, not every time, but if I find that love button that you loved and you shared to publicly, I will take and put your name in the box. You get a chance to win a 30-minute free private reading with me each month. You pay that amount for 8 minutes. Good God, sometimes you get more. And what happens is your name goes in a box, separate box. And you get a chance to win a 15-minute free reading with me here on the show. These are good gifts to have because it's your choice about what you want to address, to heal, to change. You've got this, and I'm here to help you, but only if you really want it. So you can become a better friend. You really can. You just have to first know how to make your emotions mature. That's part of it. There's a whole hell of a lot more, but we don't have time for that. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer for a